Something about our channel looks different.
It does.
It's almost like we look
It
different.
almost looks like you can see us now
You can see every
for who we truly
follicle
are.
in my rapidly receding hairline. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Big Chunky. Today we are resurrecting a series we like to call Dubai.
No, or not Dubai. It's been a long time coming.
It has been a long time. To my knowledge, you have comic books for us to learn about.
Unlike past videos, I brought the actual physical comics with me instead of graphics on the old screen.
Oh.
It's always more fun to touch.
Putting his words where his mouth is?
Yeah. So, yes. Putting my money and my words where my mouth is, right here in my face.
Words where your mouth? Yeah.
So, got a couple groups of books this time, so we're not going to do the typical graphics where I give in great detail every layer of how much things have gone for, because we're going to talk about things in general on this video, because there's a couple things happening right now, or not happening, whatever be the case. So I'm going to leave it to you. Do you want my buy or my don't buy first?
We always do the buys first.
Let's do it.
So let's do the don't buy.
Oh, you tricked me. All right, so here's what I'm not buying. And again,
You bought it?
because I already bought it. So this is one of the books that we recently got back in a CGC submission.
Okay.
So I bought this like last year. And it is, of course, Eternals. Numero uno.
Mm-hmm.
I've got this one. I'm probably going to sell. I've got another raw one, probably around 885. But here's why I'm not buying it. My God. So this Eternals #1 in a 9.8 in 2020 was about an $1,100 book.
Okay.
As the movie has approached, it's now going for like $2,500.
Whoa.
The last sale was $2,600 as of this recording. 90-day average on it is $2,544. So you're talking about it's gone up 130% in the last year.
Yeah.
The movie's coming out in a week and change. So now
Oh my God, it is.
Yeah. So now is certainly not the time to buy.
No.
However, there are mixed reviews on this movie.
Is that right?
I don't know that this is going to be the most well-received from a broad audience movie. I've seen a lot of reviews from a lot of my YouTube guys,
Okay.
a lot of reactors, people that review things, the Cosmic Wonder, those guys.
Sure.
And it's all spoiler-free reviews at this point. And you can tell they're holding back, because there's certain things they want to talk about that they either like or they don't like, obviously.
Right.
But the general consensus is that some people really, really like it for what it was, and some people just didn't get into it for what it was.
Like Captain Marvel?
I mean, yeah.
I mean, it was more her than
Yeah.
anything for the mass. But
So the general consensus so far is that this is a very slow-paced movie. It's got a lot of exposition, a lot of dialogue, a lot of conversation. It's over 2.5 hours long, and it doesn't have a lot of action. The content, here's my personal opinion before I see the movie. I think the content of the movie is going to be very important, and it's really, really going to matter.
for sure.
I just don't. It's going to be very polarizing. It already feels like it's that way, and it's going to continue to be that way. And therefore, the numbers won't be quite as high as a lot of the other movies.
Yeah.
And I guess the demand, if you're not as interested and you're not loving it, the demand's going to be a little lower. So I feel like the dip that we usually see in the weeks after the movie actually comes out with books that correspond to that movie,
Yeah.
I think the dip's going to be a little deeper than we expect. But the dip is coming regardless.
Yeah.
Movie reviews aside,
They always do.
there's always a dip coming, and here we are on the precipice of the movie, so the dip is going to come. I feel like it's going to be sharp and fast for a couple reasons. One, the polarization of the movie. Number two, just a short 4 or 5 weeks after it comes out, Spider-Man 3 comes out, and nobody's going to give us two shits about the Eternals for about the first 3. It's gonna get 2 weeks where people are talking about the Eternals, and then it's gonna be like Spider-Man's in 3 weeks, and you're gonna see more trailers.
Yeah. And Hawkeye before that. So
Yeah, so I think the attention on the Eternals is gonna quickly move to other things. So I feel like the time to buy the Eternals is probably like around spring of 2022.
Okay.
So I've already bought them. Luckily, I've got issue 1. I bought issue 2 because it's the first appearance of the
We're
Celestials.
just throwing them all around.
Fucking whatever. So there's a bunch of key issues in the Eternals run. It's only 18. I want to buy the whole run because it's Jack Kirby through and through.
Yeah.
Story art, and he wrote it, and it's only like 18 or 19 issues. So I'm going to buy it all, but I'll probably buy it all next year. So here we are on the other end of the comic spec roller coaster.
Yeah, what's going crazy?
With what I
Or I'm sorry,
buying.
what's not going crazy?
Here's what I am buying. I'm buying what not many people are talking about right now. Again, we've got Shang-Chi just happened, Eternals, Hawkeye, Spider-Man, a bunch of other stuff, Mystery, Doctor Strange 2, a lot of other stuff. A lot of things are going to happen in the MCU before we revisit wonderful MCU characters like John Walker and more John Walker, more John Walker, and more John Walker. These are all U.S. agents. So I'm going to talk about 3 books right here, and we'll go backwards. This is Captain America 354. This is the first appearance of U.S. agent John Walker becoming U.S. agent, when she did at the end of Falcon Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
This, of the 3 books I'm going to talk about buying right now, is the hottest.
Okay.
People understand this is probably going to be for number one reason, it's a black border book, so it's hard to find a high grade.
Yeah, you have one that's in really, really good condition.
Yeah.
That top one right there is really, really good.
Yeah, I got some decent ones that I could probably press into like nine somethings. This one has a chance to be a pretty 9.4 or above. Anyway, so again, money where my mouth is. When I say I'm going to buy something, I really mean it. And I got 4 of these. 4 raw copies. I'm going to have them all pressed and cleaned. I'll probably keep one for my personal collection, not have it graded. The 3 top copies I will have graded, and I'll try to flip them at some point in the distant future. I'm buying John Walker, so that is the U.S. agent. The other John Walker book is, of course, his first appearance.
Yes.
So I purchased that one, and I got a graded one for really, really cheap. So I think I'm just going to keep this one.
Okay.
Got this for like under $100, which you shouldn't be able to do nowadays. This is a pretty high grade newsstand version.
Oh, newsstand.
As is this one.
Nice. Okay. Cool.
And that one. So I got a couple of each. So yeah, it looks like I split them down the middle. So this
Awesome.
Again, this is the first John Walker. It's also the 25th anniversary cover. It's kind of a classic cover.
It's incredibly autographable.
People love to collect the 25th anniversaries. But anyway, same reason. He's coming back, and Wyatt Russell's just a really good actor. So
Yeah.
if they keep him around, he's got a lot of things ahead of him. And I think people are going to end up liking him if they do the right stuff with him. But we'll see. Last book on the list, because of the Falcon Winter Soldier show that nobody ever talks about anymore, is my favorite villain to date in the MCU.
Ah.
And that is Captain America 275, which of course houses the first appearance of Baron Zemo. 2. The one we know and
2?
love. Baron Zemo 2.
Oh, the second iteration of Baron Zemo.
Not as well. So I've got 2 different copies of this too. We've got 3 direct edition and 1 newsstand.
What's the markup on the newsstand? Is it always just like a general
I mean, it's
percentage?
it's just consider it double. I mean, it could be less.
Double?
It could be less. It could be more. It just depends on the book.
Christ.
And the grade, of course, and just a cautionary tale. So a word of advice on newsstands. It's a big thing in the community right now, the comic book collecting community. We all know about newsstands. It's something that I didn't even know was a thing growing up.
Yeah,
It just wasn't a thing. So it is now, and it's all over the place. But here's the thing I want to reiterate. Unless it's a 9.4 or above, do not pay a penny more for the newsstand. The only reason newsstands are coveted is because they were played with by kids on the thing. So only the higher grades really
Right.
have that increase in value. A 7.5 is a 7.5. It doesn't matter. It's going to be the same value unless you can trick somebody into paying more for it. But when you're buying, if it's a high grade, expect to pay more. Do not pay a premium for even like I said, a 9.2 or below. Don't do it.
Well, I mean, does that pertain to every comic book? Because like
Basically,
books in the 90s or whatever that had that had newsstand editions, like there weren't kids like in the damn, the helicopter hats going to the newsstand buying comic books at that point. Playing with them.
Newsstand means exactly what it does. I mean, newsstands still exist to this day. We have a newsstand. We have the Knights of the Old Republic first Revan, and it's a newsstand.
Yeah.
because it wasn't sent directly to a comic shop. It was sent somewhere. It was a Star Wars comic.
So newsstand is just anything that isn't a direct to a store.
Right. Direct editions are sent to comic stores. They order through Diamond distributors, and those are like the generic boxes and not the barcode labels.
Right.
Yes. And then newsstands go to just what that sounds like: convenience stores, grocery stores, anywhere else that may carry comics and order them. And there's not a lot of them, so they're already more rare.
Okay. So like when Walmart has like toys that have exclusive comics or whatever, those are newsstand.
Well, that's a whole different story.
Oh, that's a different thing.
Video about those kinds of things.
That'd be a fun video to go over.
There's a lot of cool ones.
Yeah.
Stuff that comes with toys, and there's a lot of really valuable stuff that came with toys when I was growing up, and I played with.
Yeah, Star Wars comics, man.
Star Wars comics that came with all the Shadows of the Empire.
Yeah. Oh.
Like those again, in high grade, because it's almost impossible to get a comic book out of those old toy packages without damaging them. And then people, anyway. So that's newsstands. Don't buy them or don't pay an extra premium for them unless they're really, 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 really high grade. So anyway, again, Baron Zemo, the greatest villain in the MCU to date, and I think Kevin Feige agrees with me, because Baron Zemo is one of the very few villains they've killed off, and he's been in an Avengers movie and in a whole Falcon Winter Soldier movie, and he's still alive. Because they're going to use him again for Thunderbolts something. And he's not going to go away. He's not an Avengers villain. He's not a Captain America villain. In the MCU, he can be anybody's villain because he doesn't like superhumans. He doesn't like superheroes. And the more we throw at him, though, he's just going to hate every one of them. So he's going to try to figure out a way to stop all of them. His problem isn't with Captain America or the Winter Soldier. It's with all enhanced beings.
Right.
So they can keep him around forever. And he's just a master manipulator and a great actor playing him. He's going to be around for a while. So
long story short,
right now, it was a long story short. I'm buying John Walker, all iterations, and I'm buying the first. And you can get these for 30, 40.
Oh, really? They're cheap?
High grade raw copies. I'm getting all these. I mean, some of these were like $20, $25, $27.
Really?
Yeah, like I didn't pay any more than 50 something for any of these except for the graded copy, which I got for like $90.
Yeah. Don't take my advice, but I would personally go for buying the first appearance of U.S. Agent over his first appearance.
No, and I'll throw some numbers real quick. The Cap 275, the first Baron Zemo, is down 38% from last year's average.
Okay.
So it's already hitting the dip, and I don't think it's going to come up anytime soon. The 323, the first John Walker, it's down 21%. And then the first U.S. Agent, it's kind of holding. It's kind of holding its value. The 12-month average is 827, and 90-day averages has actually gone up to 934.
Oh, shoot.
The last sale on it, for whatever reason, dipped to 576.
Okay. Well, I mean, the only reason I say probably maybe like want to pay a little bit more attention to that is because he's not going to come back as Captain America. He's coming back as U.S. Agent at some point. So
right. No, the money. I mean, it just proves that the money's on it. A 9.8 for the first Zemo right now you can get for like $267.
Oh my God.
$250. It went for $222 like a week ago.
Wow.
And it was a $357 book last year. Cap 323, the first John Walker, you can get it for $375 right now. It was a $500 book last year. So they've definitely taken a dip. But yeah, you're right. The first U.S. Agent, it's kind of holding steady. It's down, but it's going to be the one because it's hard to find in high grade. It's got a black border.
And it's the persona. Yeah, it's the persona he's going to be portraying for the longest time, for who knows how long. He's not playing Captain America anymore.
And it's a cool cover.
Yeah. No, it's a... Yeah,
so all that aside, awesome. Recap. Buying everything Falcon and Winter Soldier now. I'm laying off the Eternals.
No Eternals.
For about 5 months.
And I'm going to cut it off. I think that was our resurgence into...
Yay.
To buy.
Or not to buy.
I love it. So before you leave, don't forget to hit the like button on the way out and subscribe for more content like this every single day.
That means like.
Every single day. And we'll see you on the next video.